Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my beauty room. So today I wanted to do a little decluttering slash reorganizing of my vanity. This is where I sit down and do my makeup. This is where a lot of my makeup is, and it's just overflowing with products, especially in the blush department. So I figured we would go through it together and reorganize some, clean it a little bit, as well as declutter it while we're at it, because honestly I've accumulated way too much product. So I'm excited for you guys to see what I have in here. It's a lot. Okay, so grab your cafecito, grab a snack, and let's jump right into today's makeup vanity decluttering slash organizing, because I need it. So I think I want to start right here at the top. As you can see, I have most of my lashes. I'm not going to declutter any of these because I always need to be switching up my lash styles, and I just like to have an array and variety of lashes. Yeah, because depending on the look that I'm going for, then I will switch up my lashes. So all of my lashes will be staying. This one, however, is the bronzer drawer, and I definitely need to declutter it and clean it a little bit. So let's see what we have here. I use really, I repeat a lot of my products, so let's go through them. This, I use it all the time for my nose contour. It's gonna stay. Fenty Beauty, of course, she's staying. Milani cream bronzer, one of the best ones at the drugstore. I'm gonna keep this. This one, I don't really use it. This one is from Essence, and I don't really like it, so I'm gonna get rid of that. This one, I know I don't use. I just have it on here, and it's pretty, but I'm not gonna use it. I'm keeping these. I'm gonna get rid of this one, and keeping these. I'm also keeping these. This one I'm keeping. This one, I actually don't like it as much as I thought I would. I did find it at TJ Maxx, pero como que no me gusta el color, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. This one is actually a great drugstore bronzer, so I'm gonna keep. This one is from Metamorphosis BF, which is such a great dupe for the MAC Give Me Sun. I'm gonna keep this one. Honestly, I need to throw this one away. This one is really old. I'm sure it's really expired. And then my Patrick Top, I'm gonna keep this. My cream bronzers, Chanel and Say, I'm gonna keep both of these. Smashbox, this is a new product. I'm gonna keeping these as well. Love this one, I'm keeping it. I'm also gonna keep this one, keeping this one, definitely keeping this one, keeping both of my e.l.f. putty primer, or putty bronzers, I should say. I'm gonna keep this one, but I think I'm gonna get rid of this one just because it's a little too cool tone. Keeping and keeping. I quickly swatched the Chic Glam little bronzers. I didn't realize I had these many, so I am going to keep just 3 of them. Some of these are repeats, and then some of these are colors that I just don't use, so I'm gonna keep these, and then we're gonna get rid of these. Then to just clean my area, I'm just going to use these little disinfecting wipes from Target. These little bins are also from Target, by the way, and I really like them. They just keep my makeup a little bit more organized. And here is the after. This is not all my bronzers, y'all. I have way more over there, but I'm just going to organize these since these are the ones that I see on a daily. So let's move on to this drawer, which is the highlighter drawer. This isn't so bad, and I think I know which ones I'm going to keep and get rid of. So let's quickly go through that. Brand Beauty, duh, this one is beautiful. Keep. This one I don't really use it. I'm going to get rid of this. Keeping. This one is old and broken, so I'm gonna get rid of this. Love this one for the price. Keeping. I'm keeping this Anastasia and this Jaclyn Hill. This one, keeping it because it's bomb and it's affordable. Keeping this one. This one is never coming back from Miss KKW Beauty. It's beautiful, but I'm gonna get rid of it. This one I'm gonna get rid of. I'm getting rid of this one. And I am keeping these. If you watch me, you know this is my absolute favorite natural highlighter from Essence, and then Rare Beauty, of course, we're gonna keep her. Keeping these. I will be keeping all of these, LA Girl, Believe Beauty, and What's Up Beauty as well. I am keeping all of these. I love them. Keeping these as well. I do reach out for them pretty often. These are from, this one is from ColourPop, House Labs, and then this is the new Wicked from One Size. This is so pretty. Keeping this one. I am keeping this highlighter. She Glam. I don't like this color, so I'm going to get rid of that one. Fenty Beauty, Lottie London, and LA Girl. I'm keeping all of these. I'm going to keep these as well. This one, I think I can part ways with, so I'm going to get rid of this. This one, as much as I love it, it is a little too glittery, so I'm going to get rid of this one. This one from Pop Beauty is beautiful. I'm keeping both of these. Listen, this is a nostalgic palette from Miss Nicole Guerrero. I am never getting rid of this one, even if I don't use this. I'm going to keep this one. And then this one is a beautiful highlighter, but these are shades that I just don't ever reach for, so I'm going to get rid of this. That is everything for the highlighter drawer. I think this looks so much better. I can actually see all of the products, and I mean, I know them, so I know what I have. So let's move on to this one. This is my foundation drawer. This is going to be hard for me because I have a really hard time decluttering foundations, just because I love foundations, but let's go through them. So Miss L'Oreal, she's amazing. We're going to keep her. Duh, obviously keep House Labs. My Baby, Born This Way, like I am almost out of it. This is my second bottle, so keeping her. This one, I think it's a little too heavy and a little too dewy for my skin, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. This one is just the wrong shade, so I am gonna get rid of this one. It's a little too dark. e.l.f. Halo Liquid Filter, I'm gonna keep. These are new by Bosma. They sent these over to me. I have not tried them, so I'm going to keep these. This one is actually a good foundation. This Smashbox Always On. I'm keeping this one. My favorite matte foundation, keeping. Frankie Rose. I have not been able to put this foundation down. I'm going to keep this one. I'm also going to keep these. I'm also going to keep these. I honestly don't like this one as much, Believe Beauty, so I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm also going to get rid of this one. This one might be old, but I'm getting rid of this one because this one actually is a little too light. Hello, super favorite foundations at the moment. All of these are in heavy rotation, so I'm keeping these. I'm going to get rid of this one as well as this little roller thing. I never use it. More Halo Glow things. This one is also by Catrice. I'm going to keep this one and my Rare Beauty foundation. One of the best foundations on the market, the She Glam. Oh my gosh, this stuff looks like you have a filter on your skin, so I'm keeping this one. Keeping both of these. I have little sponges. Obviously, I'm going to keep these. Giorgio Armani. You gotta be kidding me. Both of these are amazing, and I mix them to get my perfect shade, so I'm gonna keep these. I think I'm gonna part ways with this Lawless foundation. I don't use that as much, and then keeping this one. This is kind of a newer buy, and then these products right here, Dose of Colors. This one is really nice, and then I have a different shade for the Superstay, so I'm gonna keep this one. This is like my summer shade. Tried and true, fit me little pouch. Love this stuff. And then this is what I use to put like my foundations on, so I'm keeping these. Girl, this foundation is probably expired. I'm definitely gonna get rid of her. I'm gonna get rid of this Fenty Beauty one. It's a little too like yellowy. I don't know, the color match is off, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. Love both of these foundations. I'm gonna keep this one. And I'm gonna get rid of all of these. So J-Cat's, Makeup Revolution, and then this one by Urban Decay. I think they discontinued this one. And then Catrice. I'm gonna get rid of all these. Another one I'm going to get rid of, the Believe Beauty. This one as well. This one is pretty old, at least like 3 or 4 years old. Definitely more than 4 years. So I'm going to throw this one away, and then I'm going to keep my e.l.f. Camo CC cream. And then over here I have a backup of my One Size Turn Up the Base BBB cream. Love this one. Definitely going to keep. There you have it, my foundation drawer. Nice and clean and organized. These last 2 drawers are my blush drawers, and honestly this is the one that worries me the most because I have an overwhelming amount of blushes. So let's go through them. I'm getting rid of this. I'm gonna keep these. These are new, so I'm gonna keep them. I love these milk jelly little blushes, so I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna keep this one. I do use it a lot. Keeping this one. I also have another one, so I'm gonna keep them both. I'm gonna keep this one from Frankie Rose and the new one from Rare Beauty. Keeping this one from NCO Beauty. I'm gonna keep this one. It comes in handy when I'm doing drugstore makeup videos. I think I'm gonna pass on this one. Like, it's pretty, but I just don't use it enough. This one is beautiful from Jason Wu. I just need to clean it, but I'm gonna keep. One Size, love this one, I'm gonna keep. These, I don't like them as much. They're very sheer, so I'm gonna pass on them. This Milani Cream Blush, I don't use that as much, so I'm gonna pass on it. As well as this Pixie Blush, I'm gonna pass on it. I will be keeping these, and then this Charlotte Tilbury Blush. I'm gonna keep these. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of the small little Luminoso because it's the same thing. So I'm just gonna keep the bigger one and get rid of that one. Danessa Myrex, this is such a great balm. And the color is beautiful. I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna get rid of this one. This one. I'm gonna keep these 2. I'm gonna get rid of these 2. I'm keeping these. I'm getting rid of this one. I don't really use it all that much, honestly, and I can't even open it. Okay, well, we're gonna rid of it. This one, I don't use it as much, so I'm gonna get rid of it. And then I'm gonna keep these. I am keeping this one, obviously keeping. I have a bunch of these Catrice blushes. I'm only gonna keep like maybe 2. And I think I am gonna keep this one. I'm gonna keep these 2. I also have a bunch of Pure Nude Essence blushes. I'm gonna get rid of a few. I'm gonna get rid of this one. I'm gonna keep these 3. Keeping both of the L'Oreal Infallible blushes. And this one I'm gonna keep because this one is the perfect peachy blush, but this one is really old from Cover FX, so I'm gonna pass on this one. Keeping this one, and then I'm gonna be keeping pretty much all of my ColourPop blushes because I love the packaging and I love the formula. I will be keeping all of my e.l.f. liquid camo blushes. I swatched a few of my She Glam blushes, and I will be getting rid of these. This is by Profusion. This one is a repeat, and then these as well. They're just shades that I never really use. Okay, I've cleaned them as best as I could. Some of them are stained, but let's put these back now. I think I'm gonna put this onto the side and use it for something else. So same technique, I'm going to try and keep them in order as far as shape goes, and that as well as liquid. So all of like my liquid blushes will go into these smaller bins.
When I was lonely, you were with me. When I was empty, you touched me gently.
Okay, so let's move on to the bottom drawer because the bottom drawer is also blushes. I know, you guys, this one is pretty bad. I'm going to keep all of these Kaja ones because they are pretty new. So I'm actually going to move them over to this side. Now this one needs a little TLC. We have a few palettes that I definitely need to declutter. Like all of these, in reality, I don't use them. I am going to keep one. I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to get rid of this. Keeping this one. Keeping this one. This one, I don't use it, so I'm going to get rid of this one. I love the Conchita palette. Definitely keeping that one. Mal Cosmetics, my favorite blush, and then Blushing Bubbles. I'm also going to keep this one. These are some more e.l.f. liquid blushes. I'm going to put them in here. I'm going to get rid of this one. I love Juvia's Place, so I'm going to keep them both, as well as this Smashbox Halo. It's like a blush bronzer highlighter thing. Keeping this one. MAC, of course. She's That Girl You Can't Get Rid of, Peaches by MAC. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot I had this blush. Definitely going to keep it. I need to use this. I'm going to get rid of this one. And I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm also going to get rid of this one. Getting rid of this. Getting rid of these blushes from Benefit. I don't think I ever even used them, honestly. So I'm just going to put them to the side. And then I'm going to get rid of all of these. These are blushes that I just do not use anymore, or colors that I don't really gravitate towards. I'm going to get rid of all of these. I'm also going to get rid of all of these from ColourPop, as well as some of these. So now let's organize. All right, and here is a little after. I am so happy with the way everything has turned out. What do you think? This looks a lot better, a little more clean, a little more organized, less clutter, and I can actually rotate between products. Like, look at the difference. It's still a lot, obviously, but remember, this is my job, so I do this for a living, and I constantly need to be rotating products. But what do you guys think? How would you organize it if you had it like this? Leave me some comments down below, and let's move on to that side. This is the skincare drawer, you guys. Like, this is just products that I reach for when I'm up here. So I think it's going to be more decluttering than anything, because obviously I have an overwhelming amount. So let's go through it. I am just going to show you guys because I just put on Pretty Little Liars. I am getting so bored just sitting here. So I'm just gonna show you what I'm keeping and what I won't be keeping. So let's go through them. Pretty satisfied with this drawer. It looks so much better. It's decluttered, it's clean, and these are the products that I actually use, not on a daily basis, but I do reach for them a lot. So we're gonna move on to the next drawer. This is like my brow drawer, and this is the one that I use the most. So most of these products I know I'm gonna keep. It just needs a little organization. All right, and that is the brow drawer. A lot cleaner, less clutter, and organized. So let's move on to my primers. So this is where I currently keep all the primers that I use and some extra powders. So let's see what we're gonna get rid of here. As much as I've tried to love these, like these just do nothing for my skin. I am oily skin, so I constantly have to have either pore minimizing or some sort of like oil controlling primers, and these are amazing, but they don't work for my skin, so I'm gonna get rid of these. Love this one from She Glam. It is so gripping, so keeping this. I will be keeping these two. I'm not gonna keep this one, it makes me a little too oily. I am keeping all of these. I'm gonna get rid of this one and this one. I am keeping these two. These come in clutch, especially this one for the summer. These as well I'm gonna keep. This one shouldn't even be in here, so I'm going to switch this one out to my highlighter drawer. I'm going to keep this one. This one, I am almost out of it, and I'm definitely going to keep it because I do reach for it. And then, of course, Tarte. I'm going to get rid of that one. Keep this one as well as this one. So I'm keeping these two. And then I'm going to keep these as well. I'm going to get rid of this one. It was too light for me. I'm going to keep... I'm going to get rid of this one and keep this one. I'm going to keep this one, keep this one, and then keep this one. And I'm keeping all three. Okay, here we are. We are down to pretty much the last drawer because this one, all I do is keep beauty blenders and like powder puffs in there. So this is like the... this is my palette, not palette drawer, sorry. This is my powder drawer. So... let's go through that one. I'm going to keep this one. I'm getting rid of this one. Keeping this one. I actually never liked this Rare Beauty powder. I don't know why I've held on to it, but I'm gonna get rid of that. This one, I need to throw it out. It's so empty, like there's nothing in here. I'm gonna keep these. This one is brand new. I just got it in PR, so I'm gonna keep it meanwhile to see if I like it. Powder foundations, the best out there from JCat. I'm gonna keep those. This one I'm gonna keep. I'm pretty sure I have a... I'm gonna keep this one, but I think I have some extra ones, so I'm gonna have to decide which one I want to keep it. But for now, I'm gonna keep this one as well as my Dominique powder. This one I'm gonna get rid of. It makes me a little too dry, and it just, yeah, it's not really my favorite. I'm gonna keep these. Keeping this one as well as these. I'm gonna get rid of this one as well as this one. I'm gonna keep these, and then I'm gonna get rid of this one. I will be keeping these. I forgot I had these. I'm gonna keep these, and then if I don't use them in the next like month or two, I'm gonna pass them on. I'm gonna keep this one, and then I'm gonna keep these as well. I'm actually gonna pass on this Shea Glam powder. It's really nice, but I think it's a little too dark, so I'm gonna pass on that one, pass on this one, and this one. This one, I actually used to keep it in my purse, so I need to take it back into my purse because I love this one. I'm finally done, you guys. That was so much decluttering. I'm gonna show you guys the bag, okay? I didn't even think I was gonna fill this up, but it is full. Like, it is heavy, okay? Oh my gosh, that was so beyond heavy, but that is it, you guys. So I am so happy with the way everything turned out. Everything is so nice and clean and organized, and I don't have as much clutter. And catch me doing that again in like 2-3 months. Okay guys, so that is it. I'm gonna go grab some pizza because I'm so hungry. I've been filming all day and I just haven't had time to eat lunch or even make dinner, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you guys, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video.